We are live. Welcome to High Vibrational Mastery, where we are raising the vibration of the planet many souls at a time. I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. My name is C. Megan Michael. Oh my goodness, I'm a psychic, medium, visionary, channeler. I'm here to provide you with whatever psychic services you need for your greatest and highest good this evening. Plus, we're going to be talking about, going to be story time today. It's definitely story time, but we're also going to be talking about advice, guidance from spirit, from me, from each other, about how to reconnect with birth family if we want to, and how that's possible. You know, even for those of us that maybe hadn't spoken to relatives for ever. Yeah, sometimes. So anyway, we're going to talk about this because I did it. I'm doing it. I mean, it's happening right now in my life. I'm excited to share this with you. So if you're on YouTube, welcome. If you're on Facebook, welcome. And I'm going to go ahead and start sharing out. So I feel very, very blessed. I do. I'm going to go grab some more hot tea as well. First, hello, welcome. All right. Hi, Kathleen. Hello. Let me grab that info. I'm going to put the info in there, and then I'm going to pin the link. Okay, one moment. Okay, here I am. That should be perfection. Hi, guys. Welcome. I know what to do. All right, hold on. Trixie's coming. Oh, stop, Trixie. Hi, Trixie. All right. What's going on? Hey. Hello. Okay. I'm going to go grab some more hot water for my tea. I'll be right back. Trixie will entertain you. Hopefully, she won't be too entertaining. Trixie, don't knock everything. Trixie, she's going to push things around. I'll be right back, though. Trixie, just stay still. Welcome, everybody. So if you're here now, say hello. Say hi. That's good stuff. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you kindly. Thank you. All right, move that over here. All right. Hi, Kimmy. Kimmy! Shared. Thank you. Trixie. Why she always wants to lay on the keys? I don't really know. It's like there's plenty of room here now. I took everything off, but she wants to lay on the keys. You know what I need? I need like the old-fashioned computer desk, where the keyboard, where the thing slides out from underneath and the keyboard is there. I don't have that on this desk. This is just a very, I could use that. Yeah, I could use that. Hello. Okay, so right now I'm boiling my tea. Thank you again for sharing. Let me do a little more sharing as well. Let me know. And I've got PayPal open, guys. If you donate, please let me know. I feel really good today. Kind of mellow. I could use some caffeine, but I don't have any right now. Did I buy? I think I forgot to order. It's okay. I ordered some stuff that's coming later from Walmart. Oh, no, I didn't order tea with caffeine. I have some black tea in the house. I could use a little bit. All right, hold on. Excellent. So today, I don't have it in, maybe I do. Let me see. Hello, Delancia. How are you? Welcome. Oh, this is so nice. Okay, I'm going to go grab my hot water for my tea. Everybody just, come on in, get situated and get yourself comfortable. We're definitely going to talk about family. And I'm going to tell you what's going on with me and how I got here. Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad you're well, and I'm good too. I definitely am. Oh, that's right. I said I wanted to do a little more sharing. I did. Let me do that then. To my story. Yes, thank you very much. And now, Kimmy, I'm sure you did, but I just want to ask, did you share to Debbie's group too? And of course you shared to your own group. I'm just going to share to the pages. Okay. All right, my tea is ready. I can hear it clicking. Thank you, Kimmy. I'll be right back. Megan, you pause. You're both perfect. Yes, you are. Yes, you are both perfect. It's true. Perfect. Me and you. All right. So Trixie, stay back. Stay back. Mommy's got hot tea, so she's not going anywhere. She's just sitting there looking at me like, yeah, so it's tea. All right. I just don't like keeping it there. All right. Well, you look pretty cozy. She's looking pretty cozy. I'll show you. She's like, look, got her little paws are all tucked in. Yeah, you're on TV now, babe. She goes, mm-hmm. She goes, you didn't ask me first. I was not prepared. But she's so cute with her little paws all tucked in. All right. All right. So the psychic service menu for tonight is pinned in the comments on Facebook, and it's in the description on YouTube. And we're going to talk about stuff. All right. So I just talked to my first cousin today on my father's side for the first time. Well, ever, actually. It's the first time we ever had a conversation on the phone. Once before. Now, he's much older than I. So when I was, where do I want to start with this? I think I want to wait a little bit. Nope. Hang on. We'll see. We'll see. If we're going to do story time, then I want some more of you here so I don't have to. Otherwise, I'm going to wind up repeating myself, and that's boring. So I'd rather just tell you guys. But hang on. Maybe I just need some caffeine. I put one in with caffeine and one in with, actually, that's the one with caffeine. And the other one is lemon ginger. So it's hot. Must wait till it cools. Okay. So I did, though. I just talked to my cousin, and he's in his 80s. Okay, so this is what I just found out today. Things I never knew about my family. Okay, so growing up, we were not close with either side of the family. But in particular, we weren't close with my father's side of the family. When I was very little, I went to a couple of weddings, his brother's children, but I never saw them after that, or I don't even know if I ever saw them at all. They were obvious. Everybody was much older than I was on his side, because my dad was what they used to call a change of life baby. So, my parents had me when they were 35 and 36. Anyway, but he was born, I guess, when my grandmother was like 40 or something like that. So anyway, it was a big thing back then. But so all my cousins and stuff would be older. All right, what I'm trying to say is that we weren't close for whatever reasons. I was just a kid, and then growing up without them in my life. Well, when I became an adult, there were times in my life, twice actually, once in my 20s, but I didn't feel drawn to reach out to his side of the family because I had insecurities, and I just didn't. Well, we'll talk about that after. But in my 30s, when I was ready, and I was feeling, I wasn't feeling like fabulous, but I was maybe late 30s, 40. I was feeling much better. I was doing genealogy research, and I figured, well, and honestly, specifically, I wanted to learn more about my father and also his side of the family as well. It is half of my genes in this body. Okay. So I wanted to know more. And my dad's like my favorite human ever. So I was definitely interested. And my cousin they were very close growing up. I'm not going to use any names because I just don't feel comfortable doing that. I don't have anybody's permission, so I'm not doing that. But I'm telling my own story, and this is my truth. And so that I can definitely do, but without sharing their personal info. So they were close growing up. Hi, John, you're here. Hello. You don't know much about of your family. Well, see, I understand. Okay, so I understand. Okay, so this man, okay, where do I start? It's like such a crazy thing. Okay, he told me things about my family that I never knew. First of all, I am so glad you're here. Hi, buddy. Yeah, first of all, he's retired now, but he is a doctor. And his daughter, that's the one I contacted first, is an attorney, retired now. And those things right there are what kept me from waiting like most of my life to reach out to them, because I always felt my father's side of the family, rightfully so. I wasn't wrong about this, but I was too insecure back then that I didn't go to college. And so it's like, the first thing, like, you're not a Republican, are you? Did you go to college? Whatever. So that to me, I always felt like I was a disappointment to myself and my family, and that like I wasn't as good as my father's side of the family. Actually, my mother's side's got doctors and lawyers too. But specifically, they were very judgy on my dad's side, and about more than just that. But that, it's kind of like they were kind of hard asses. But there's that, it's all your perspective. That was my perspective. My perspective was that, how would I talk to them, and that I would feel bad, anyway, I was too sensitive back then. So anyway, now I'm ready. I was ready. And now wait, in my, also years ago, at one point, I wanted to talk to my cousin Ellen, because I felt that I could connect with her. I felt very drawn. By the time I reached out to her, she had already transitioned. So I didn't want to do that again. And fortunately, with this time when I was drawn to reach out, I reached out in March to my second cousin. John says, yes. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah. So So I reached out in March to her on Facebook. I found her on Facebook, but clearly she doesn't use Facebook much because her last post was from like 2019 or something, which I figured if she gets it, she gets it. If she doesn't, she doesn't. Maybe one day she'll check it. Well, apparently she checked it like last week and wrote me back. I was like, really? I forgot I even wrote her. I put it out there. I'd like to talk to your dad and you and whatever. And, anyway, so she wrote me back. She was very nice woman. And she's blonde, by the way. I've got a beautiful blonde cousin. I didn't, I think she's the only blonde she's definitely the only blonde I'm aware of in my family. Why is that a big deal? I don't know. I guess because everybody in my family has dark hair. But, and it's real. So I know I'm acting kind of goofy right now because, well, I hadn't spoken to these people since I was a baby. So literally in my adult life, I exchanged like 1 or 2 emails with both of them in my 30s. And then that was it. That was it. I was going through a tough time. And at one point, he said, are you sure you want to know about the family history? And at the time, maybe I wasn't sure. I don't know. But anyway, this time I'm ready. Anyway, so my cousin, we'll just call him Jay. Okay. Not his name, but we'll just call him Jay. Jay, that was raised by my father's parents. I didn't know this. Lived in drama. Shit, not for me, even when I wasn't called spiritual. Okay, all right. So first of all, apparently my grandfather, now my dad never said a bad word about his father. He loved his father very much. Now, Jay has a different opinion of the father, of my grandfather, Michael, that he was a philanderer, which that I can confirm that from, I've heard that from other people. Apparently, yeah. But so he had this other woman like his whole life, and then my grandmother died anyway. I've got so many things. So like all these things, he's telling me that his father, whom I never met, and he only met once, did something or whatever. And so I don't think they got married. I don't think his mother actually married that man, but she had this child. Right. And so this is going to be I'm going to have to just write this because not making any sense while I'm saying it. But anyway, so my grandparents adopted him as their own son, and my aunt became his sister. So the woman that gave birth to him, which was my father's sister, he was raised thinking that's his sister when that was actually his mother. Okay. Now, good things. He told me a lot of good things about my father's mother, my grandmother, my grandma Michael. I didn't know anything about this woman aside from her name, and I knew a couple of little things. But first of all, she was an amazing singer, like an opera singer. And then my aunt, his mother, was also an amazing singer, like jazz and stuff like that. These things I did not know. Now, I always sang, and I always had a really good voice. And I knew it wasn't from my mom's side of the family. My mom was very musical, an amazing pianist and songwriter, but her singing voice wasn't anything special. But mine was. And apparently so was theirs. That's where that comes from, which is fun to know, So listen to this. Now, yesterday I called and he didn't pick up, and I thought, well, maybe he changed his mind. There's a part of me that didn't care. Not that I didn't care, but I certainly wasn't going to be upset about it either way. You know what I mean? Whatever. I have no expectations whatsoever. And if he calls, if he returns the call, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But he did. He returned the call today. And before I even talked to him, his daughter, we'll just call her C, my cousin C. Interesting. We do have the same initial, though, because we're both named after Hi, Thelma. How are you? Good to see you. We're both named after my grandmother, Michael, whose name was Cecilia. So the initial. So what do I want to tell you guys? So she told me, she said, well, some things about my dad. He may be dismissive of your career, Joyce, your career. Meaning, I told her I'm a psychic medium. Did I think she'd approve of it? I didn't give a shit if she approved. That's who I am and what I do. And so I just told it like it is, And then so she said, he may be dismissive of your career, but you tell him what you want to tell him, obviously. And she said he could be kind of gruff and kind of a-hole, but he means well and whatever. And so I thought, God, this guy sounds like my brother. Cecilia is Jane's grandma? Really? Wow. Are Jane and I related? Cecilia is Jane's grandma. That is so interesting. Wow. It's a beautiful name, isn't it? Oh, Cecilia, you're breaking my heart. But anyway, don't mind my singing voice now. I have not been practicing. But I think it would have been really cool if my parents and your daughter is Cecilia. Really? Your daughter is Cecilia. You must have told me this, or I don't remember, or maybe I didn't know. Wow. So I was named after Cecilia, and so was my cousin. And that's your daughter's name too. How fabulous is that? Oh, wait. And then she also said to me, and she said, if you're not a Democrat or if you're Republican, I wouldn't talk politics. I thought, I'm not going to talk politics anyway. Okay. So in the first 5 minutes, I was so happy to hear his voice, though. I didn't even know what his voice sounded like. Really New York accent, New York. But I was like, oh my God, Jay, right? And he goes, yeah, I said, I haven't seen you since I was a little girl. He goes, yeah, you're a pudgy little girl. I thought that's one of the things that I didn't miss about that side of the family. Oh my God. But I didn't care. I honestly, because that's my father's brother, who was also this guy's uncle, obviously. It's so weird because this guy always felt like an uncle to me because he was so much older than I, but he's my first cousin. But anyway, so the other C, C, there you go. But wow, just crazy. So he's like, yeah, you're a pudgy little kid. And I thought I had a complex about that for a long time, a lot of years of my life about weight, which came from my dad's side of the family being like, you can't be overweight or anything like that. Oh my God. But anyway, I didn't care. I didn't, in my mind, I'm like, it registered that he said it. But first of all, I was like, what, 5 when he saw me? 8? Who cares? Anyway, I'm not pudgy now. And if I am to him, well, I don't give a shit anyway. So there you go. It doesn't all matter of what you care about. I don't care what other people think of me because I don't live to please anybody but myself. And I had to be who I am today in order to have this conversation. Welcome to the Judge Club. All right. And then he goes, you're not a Republican, are you? I said, no, I'm not. I'm not that. No. He said, okay, then. Thank you, John. But that was always said about politics, which is good because, and it's true, I'm not a Republican, but I'm not going to talk about something that it's not my thing. And then later on during the conversation, when he said, so what have you been doing? Oh, Grant, now remember, he's a doctor. His daughter's a lawyer. His other son is a lawyer. I mean, they're very, very well-educated people. And he went on to tell me about how smart he was and how he was in 5th grade helping my father with his homework when my dad was in 10th grade or something. I thought, that's cool. He's a very intelligent man. That's cool. I'm an intelligent woman. I come from a lot of intelligent people in my family. But interestingly, he said that my dad's mother, so that was his mother too then, my grandmother, wanted him to go to college. And he did. And that's really cool. It's so weird. You don't understand. I had no idea that she raised him. Oh, thank you, John. Thank you, John. Now I feel like crying. I think it's very nice of you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So he says, so what have you been doing? I said, well, I'm a psychic medium. He goes, what? Oh, I don't think he said what. He's like, well, And I said, listen, C told me that might be dismissive. That was the exact word. Might be dismissive over my career. He's like, well, I mean, I'm not dismissive. It wouldn't be my choice. I said, we all choose different things, whatever works best for us, and this is what works for me. And then we talked about something else. I just went right past that. Let me tell you what, I mean, even though I'm me and I'm really confident in who I am, I still paused because I knew, but you want to know what? Something else though. Well, I paused because I knew he wasn't, for her to tell me that. Okay. I knew what it was going to be like, and it was not that bad at all. But you know what he reminds me of? And not the conversation, but the way she described him reminded me of my brother. And I thought, I was laughing in my head because I thought I have had many conversations with my brother, every one of them challenging throughout my entire life, from my whole life. My brother is, oh yeah. And so it never got any better, unfortunately. I wish it did. We had a couple of good conversations after my mom died, but unfortunately in this life, that's never going to be a thing where we're close, my brother and I. But anyway, but when she said like dismissive and like judgmental, or she didn't use the word judge, but that's what was coming out. I thought that sounds like my brother, where he can be gruff and a butthole. Yeah, that sounds like my brother. So I was already, I'm like, I'm extremely experienced with, she goes, spirit reading spirit. That's what I do. It's a different world for families sometimes. Yeah, it's got to be different for you too. Yeah. And that's what it is. And I have no regrets. He didn't ask me more about it, or I would have talked about it. He did tell her that he felt, he didn't tell me this. If he says it to me, I will address it. But he did not say it to me. His beautiful wife of 62 years transitioned last year. That was obviously my cousin, by marriage. He's my cousin by birth. And so the daughter C told me that he said to her that he believes she turned on the TV after she transitioned, because his TV must have gone on, obviously, by itself. And so I love the fact that he believes that, because it's true, but he probably doesn't fully believe it. I don't think she believes it, but I could confirm that. I mean, because I tuned in and validated in my own mind, with spirit, that it was exactly his wife that did that. And if it ever comes up, we'll talk about it. I did offer my cousin C a reading for she and her daughter, because she goes, all right, psychic medium. He did the same thing at the end, because she's like, okay, psychic medium. And then at the end of the conversation, he's like, all right, well, we'll end this now, and you can email me with your particulars, and we'll talk again or whatever. And he said, you want to go? You better go do your psychic stuff. Dismissive. She nailed it, but I didn't care. I was just so happy. By that time, I was crying because he'd already told me some wonderful things about my dad. About how amazing he was in the military. He said he wasn't really into school. I'm like, it would have been nice if my dad told me that. But my dad really was really encouraging, and actually a lot of pressure when it came to my grades and stuff. And I was a straight A student, but apparently he wasn't. But that's okay. I don't care. But anyway, he never said that he really didn't like school. But he graduated. I don't think there was ever a doubt about that. But he said in the military, he said, your dad really, he put on that uniform, he was a captain, and he was like really, he was really proud. They loved each other, these men. These cousins he's actually my father. My father is his uncle, but they were only about 10 years apart. But my dad is his uncle. They were like, but they raised like brothers. Hi, Kim Phillips. Hi, Heather Graham. Hello. So anyway, it was such a nice conversation. I mean, I heard things about like my grandmother and my aunt being amazing singers, and that, his birth father wasn't anybody that I ever met, and that he only met him one time. I'm planning a spiritual friends cruise. I haven't started yet. Wow. Why not make it an Abraham cruise, John? Either that or a cruise where the spiritual friends are the ones that are the, like the Abrahams. I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about creating a retreat. And I literally thought about a cruise, but I've never been on a cruise. I've sold cruises before. I sold them for 7 years, but I have not cruised. But I would go to Alaska or an Abraham cruise. Right? Sounds like fun, doesn't it? I'm saying. Yeah, keep me posted on this spiritual friends cruise. I like the name of it too, John. I do. I love the idea. I think it's awesome. Yeah. I'm in. I'll go live. I mean, I'll go live. I'll do whatever at the thing if you're drawn to do that, or if it's just anyway. Yeah. All right. It'll be amazing. Yeah. So, was there anything else? I tried recording from my own personal thing, just recording it for myself so I could listen to it later, because I thought I might be excited or nervous, and what if he says things and I want to hear them later. And I did record part of it, like I had the cell phone, but I was holding this phone, like that, so I could listen to it again to remind myself. But somehow in between it just stopped recording. I don't know if Trixie sat on the keyboard or whatever, but some of it was recorded. Oh, okay, let's see. Bonnie has a question. I have a question open to everyone. I've been actively working on my mediumship with a teacher. Yes, you have. Since I've been doing this, I've started talking in my sleep. Do you think one is related to the other? Yes. Yes, I do. I do, Bonnie. And here's an example. A good friend, a childhood friend, contacted me today. She was very upset. She goes, I don't know who else to reach out to. I hope you don't mind. I've got to share this. And I was happy to talk to her, but it was interesting because we don't talk all the time, but we have been friends since we were like 12 or 13. And she reached out to tell me about this beautiful soul, this man who took his own life yesterday. And I'm reading everything she wrote, and I'm starting to respond, and I get this pain in my head, this extreme. Yeah. See, John and I are both like, yep. Oh, definitely. So this is important. So I had this extreme pain in my head, and I'm like, all right, spirit, that's not mine. Stop. It's not mine. Take it away. That's not. And I felt like, and I can almost still feel it now. I mean, it was very painful. I felt like I got shot in the head. Okay. And I said, you're welcome, Bonnie. And I thought, oh, this is okay. I said, if this is you, I know it's you. I know it's not mine. Please stop. Please stop. And I knew I was going to address it. So I wrote her this beautiful letter, but I started it with, and I said, I hope you don't mind my very direct question. But I said, hang on, I've got to move something. I said, did he shoot himself in the head or bang his head? When, and honestly, I knew he shot himself in the head. The banging of the head, that was my ego. Well, what if you're wrong? You know what I'm saying? Because my gut and the feeling told me I got shot in the head. And she wrote me back immediately. She goes, yes, he was sitting in his van and he blew his brains out. Yeah. And yeah. So anyway, the reason I'm sharing that is not to tell their personal business, because I'm not going to talk anymore about it. It's because my mediumship has evolved so much that I just knew it was just very natural for me just to know and feel that extreme pain, that it wasn't mine, and that's how he transitioned, and that he was right there, and then he communicated through me to her as well. So I know, first of all, you're a Scorpio, and secondly, we're going through this time, and Kimmy has been going through it too, right? Where things like synchronicities and all that, we were talking about it earlier. So if you're experiencing like talking in your sleep or whatever it is, I almost feel like they're saying suppression, Bonnie. I'm actually feeling like the talking in your sleep is almost like your mediumship it's evolving, and it's wanting to be expressed. And I feel like you're hiding behind, I'm a student, instead of just jumping out there and just doing it, because you're absolutely getting messages. Oh, that's a good one. Okay. They're showing me automatic writing. If you don't want to like do it live or what, Sir Elton John. Oh, good to see you. Stay polite, and then I won't block you today. Good to see you, friend. Oh my goodness. Big fan of yours, Elton John. Seen you in concert. Yeah. Yeah, Bonnie, this is very so if you want, I would do some automatic writing. If you're not ready to like do it for other people or whatever and to share your gifts, I mean, you've got the training, right? Amazing training. And you've been practicing for years. You know what to do. You have to get it. Your ego is in the way. I wind up giving Bonnie a reading here, but whatever. You asked me a question, I'm giving you the full answer. Your ego is getting in the way. You're afraid to be wrong. Oh my God, I just saw the Happy Days. Do you guys remember Happy Days where Fonzie had to say that he was like wrong? He couldn't say the word wrong. So thank you, dear. They look like a fantastic candle in the wind. Yeah, so that's what it is. I ordered food to be delivered later, so it's not mine now. I'm just listening to my dog bark. But yeah, so the ego doesn't want to be wrong. Just the same way that I threw in there, maybe he banged his head when he fell. I knew he fell, and I knew it, but I knew he shot himself. I knew that. But what if I was wrong? And you know what? What if I was wrong? What if she said no, he just drowned or something? Okay, well then I was wrong. But I wasn't wrong. But you know what? You have to learn to be okay and just do it. The more you do it, the more you get validated, the more you have confirmation that something you said is right. What if it's not right? Who cares? No one's right all the time. No one, okay? Not even James Van Praagh. No one is right all the time. But once you start doing it, you immediately get some confirmation back and some validation. And the more confirming, the more confirmation that you receive from people. Oh, that's a good idea too. A practice group. The more that you will do it and the more that you'll be confident doing it. And I'm telling you, it's going to grow exponentially, your confidence, but you just have to, that's right. Exactly. We'll never be accurate all the time. Not 100%. Anyway, I think it's rare for those of us that do it all the time to be completely wrong, but that's okay too. I'm not though. No, that's probably my ego, but no, you're right. I mean, we're not going to be 100% accurate all the time. Nobody. And some days you're especially good. I've heard that with platform mediums too. You know, mediums that stand on the stage or whatever, and they're like John Edwards and whatever, James Van Praagh, where they're looking at the audience and they're like, oh, I see your stepfather. He's standing next to you. You know, he's showing you a gold watch, and you know, who am I seeing right now? That's interesting. But this is I mean, you can go through your whole life and just learn about it, about mediumship, or you can do it. You could do it. I mean, you know, so I know how psychic you are. And I feel like it's coming through you, whether you like it or not now. It's starting to just come through you and just travel through you. So, yeah, that's really cool, Bonnie. That's very cool. What do you think? I should have asked that first, but okay. But I'm interested to know what you think the talking in your sleep is about. My soul brother John and I are both like so in tune with each other and with spirit. We're like, yeah, let me offer an opinion. But I also feel drawn to ask you, yeah, as a teacher. Hey guys, the intuitive development evolution is starting. I have it scheduled to start this Friday. I may postpone the launch because I didn't promote it. All I did kind of sort of. Yeah, right? When you just know and you're like, oh, I just want to share. Oh my God. Hey, a spiritual cruise, spiritual friends cruise. I like it. I like it. Well, in the meantime, we're definitely going to do another, the pizza party. That, guys, those of you who were at the pizza party, that was amazing. I'm so grateful for all of you and for the whole experience, the whole thing. Hey, I want to finish saying one thing about the whole experience with my cousin. I was completely confident. Nothing that he said or might have said affected me at all. I noticed, he's got a big ego. You know, he's very confident, very highly intelligent, kind of arrogant, a little bit of a boastful, but I'm really used to those kind of people, and it doesn't matter because I'm not judging him. Was I aware? Yeah, from looking back, I'm like, oh yeah, so this or that, whatever. But honestly, all those labels, it wasn't even nice of me to just say that. I guess I'm trying to make sense of it. I was like years ago, I was so sensitive, I could not have handled that conversation. It was a lovely conversation, but I wouldn't have gotten past what do you do for a living and and the pudgy kid thing. I wouldn't have gotten past that when I was like 20, even 30. Maybe even 40. But at 57, easy peasy. And so I was able to, hi, Kim, how are you? Oh, good to see you too. And I really enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed the conversation so much. So, and also early on, I said, gosh, I have so many questions for you. And he goes, well, you don't have to ask them all at once. I like that because that left the door open. I didn't know. I honestly, in my mind, I kind of thought this was going to be a one of, I was going to be grateful for the one conversation, but he asked me for my email and to email him. So I did, and with my address and stuff. And, so that'll be really cool. Oh, hang on a second. You're getting spammed over there. Spam-a-lam-a ding dong. Block. I block. By the way, guys, if you want a reading tonight, the menu is there. Please let me know when you donate. If you donate, and you'll be next. Yeah, I am doing the psychic readings, the healing, psychic reading and healing combination, and Spirit's Choice. I believe that's what I've got down on the list. And so that's what, yeah. So, full psychic service, psychic reading 3333, energy clearing and healing 4444, full live psychic reading with energy clearing and healing 5555, or Spirit's Choice 8888. And you can use a regular credit card or PayPal using the donation link or Facebook MetaPay. All right, cool. Easy peasy, baby. Kim says, hello, John and Bonnie. And then Bonnie says, thank you, everyone, for your help and support. One of the conversations I remember that I was talking to my dad. Oh, my God, Bonnie, yeah. That passed, but could not remember what we were talking about the other times. I didn't know I was talking in my sleep until Brian told me. Wow. You were absolutely having a conversation with your father. How fabulous is that? Wow. That's really cool. Had I asked you that first, it would have been even easier for me to say, yes, it's mediumship. But I always go first to tuning in. That's really cool. I'm excited for you. Indeed it is. You know, after I got off the phone with my cousin today, right? That's really interesting. After I got off the phone with my cousin. This is the first time in my adult life, it's the first that I have had a first cousin on my dad's side. I've only ever had one first cousin. That's on my mom's side. And he's actually very arrogant, the guy on my mom's side. Must be a thing in my family, you know? And then it's funny because I asked Spirit, are these my soul family? They're like, no. I mean, meaning my birth family. My father, yes. And I think my mother too. But the overall, they're not. But, hang on. Okay, but it was a collective decision to incarnate together, to learn from our unique perspectives, I think mostly it was from my own higher education. Because I don't feel like I don't believe or feel like I affected their lives much throughout the course of my life, because I really wasn't part of their lives. And being I was a baby the last time, or a child, not a baby, but last time they saw me. Or maybe now, you know, but perhaps now is the time, you know, now that I am who I came here to be. John says, I have reoccurring dreams every night about being in the food business. It's all releasing. Oh, okay. I had a dream the other day. Let me see if I thought I never posted it. I typed it in on Facebook because I wanted to remember it. But I don't think I posted it. That's weird. Okay. Yep. No, it's right here. All right. So this is the dream I had, right? Now I had, went with someone in their car, went far to a place. Remember, this is the middle of the night. I got up and I wrote this down. The woman was going to take home an animal that we knew belonged to someone else. And she said she would only take it home overnight. But I told her, how would she feel if she was the one that worried all night because her animal was missing? She got angry and left me there. I realized I didn't know how to get home, in quotation marks. And then I didn't realize I didn't have a home, and I didn't know where to go. I felt like I was in a state of flux. I asked the guys, there was a gay couple, a male of men. I asked them if they could drive me home. They asked me if I had money. I said, I've got plenty of money, and I just didn't know where to go. And I didn't know where I lived. And I was sort of asking them if they wanted a roommate. I figured that might be a good idea. And then I remembered that I don't have to go where I used to live anymore. Like there was no reason. In my dream, it was like, I don't have to go down to South Florida anymore because my mom's already transitioned, so I don't need to go there. That's in my mind. That's what that looked like. Eventually, the woman came back, and I asked her for a ride as the guys were taking their time. And I woke up not knowing where I was going and where I belonged and where my home was. I said, and then I wrote, I was so happy to wake up at home with my family, and I will never listen to Gaia, the movie channel, never listen to Gaia talk about samadhi, the path to nothingness, while you're sleeping. So that was what was playing in the background. That I had to have it on my computer because we've been sleeping over here. And so I don't have a remote for, my computer, obviously. So I had to get up and make it lower or change it. But that's what went on. Now, I had another dream when I went back to sleep that night. I was in the same place, but I wasn't worried about not having a home anymore. And I had been having dreams a lot recently about another place, and we were all together. Now, sometimes I just know it's John, or I know it's Kim, and I know it's the other Kim. You know what? I know who it is, but you don't look like you guys. But I know the feeling of our family in our dream because I felt it again when we were at the pizza party. I know the feeling. So I'd been having dreams for a while about being in this place that I don't recognize, but it felt comfortable and familiar to me. And I was with soul family. And now this felt very different. Energy's moving. It is moving. This was different. I was in a different place. And so I'm feeling like a different timeline, right? Like a different timeline or a different planet or a different dimension. This was different. So this is right after our pizza party, my reality and my dreams shifted. And our dreams are actually our reality, right? Because this is the dream. Here in the physical world, this is the dream. Anyway, so I wanted to share that because a lot is shifting right now. A lot is happening with us, guys. Which one? That one? All right, hold on. I like that, Spiritual Friends Cruise. Yeah, let's do that. I was thinking about the Abraham Alaskan cruise. Again, I've not been on a cruise yet, but my friend Diane just went to Alaska with the crew on a cruise, not the Abraham cruise, but this past summer, right now, like a couple of months ago, she went on an Alaskan cruise, and it just looked amazing. And I thought, for the first time in my life, I'd be drawn to do that. And then I saw that Abraham Hicks has an Alaskan cruise coming up in 2023. Maybe. Or maybe we'll have our own cruise. That's a possibility too. I'm shuffling cards. We're going to pull a card. So she goes, oh, shoot. He says, oh, shoot. I would love that one. You mean the Abraham Alaskan cruise? Let's get the information about it. I'm going to see Abraham with Diane in Orlando. Hang on a minute. Abraham. The cruise would be really awesome. I don't know. I didn't even price it or anything. I just saw it. I'm like, oh, I'd like that. No, not Abraham now. It's Abraham-Hicks. Abraham. I told you not that. Abraham. Okay, so something really important that I learned today. Well, not just today, but hang on a second. Let me, I'm going to drop this link there because all this information is here. Sea cruise is outstanding. Yeah, that's what I hear. And that's what it looks like. That's very cool. That would be relaxing, kind of like forced to relax. I shouldn't have to be forced to relax. But okay. So some of you may have experienced or may experience something like I went through, where in my family, most of the cousins and whatever were very educated, right? Doctors and lawyers. And I never went to college. I went, I didn't get a degree in anything. And so I'm autodidactic. I'm all self-taught. I'm entirely self-taught. And I do think I'm quite wise, mostly spirit. But what am I trying to say? That's one of the main things that kept me from wanting to reach out to these people, because I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like I wasn't good enough because I never went to college. And now at 57 years old and being who I am today and being connected to the wisdom of the universe all the time, if I want to be, guys, it's just a school. It's just a bunch of education. It's just a bunch of information. And this, it reminds me of when I was a little girl and we used to have this game called the Game of Life. Do you guys remember that game, the Game of Life? And you could choose to go to college or go straight to business. If you go straight to business, you make more money first. And I always used to like to do that. I kind of did that in my real life too. But I just think it's what it is. It's just information. And a lot of the information is not even correct. It's not like the information, like some of the doctors and whatever who they learned like 50 years ago. That's not even applicable now. There's all new things. But in order for you to have to be a doctor or a lawyer or something in a profession that automatically earns a great deal of money, it's when it comes to like doctors and lawyers and stuff like that, you obviously have to have a degree, but you don't have to have a degree in order to be intelligent or wealthy or an amazing entrepreneur. You don't need a college education. There's a lot of people with college educations that don't even use them. And then there are those that do that are unhappy with what they did or what they do. And then there are others that everything is fine, but you are worthy just because you're you. That's all. That's you. That's it. You are worthy. You're enough. You don't have anything to prove to anybody. And if you have a family that thinks that, education is everything and, being thin and being educated, well, you have to be all those things. Okay, great for them. It's okay. They can believe whatever they want to believe. Don't try to change their mind, but you don't have to buy into it. For a long time, I bought into that thinking and I judged myself harshly for it. You don't just know that you're good enough. You're enough. You're amazing. You're loved. You're worthy. Yeah. And most of you have done a lot of work on yourselves already. You know what I mean? That's why we're here talking right now, because you get it. If you get me, you get it. I'm so proud of all of us. I'm so proud of all of us. All right. John says, ship is your safe hotel, fresh food all the time. Yeah, the food thing. I could do that. I could like that. And Heather says, I have it. Have what? Can you clarify that, please? Because I just kept talking and now I'm looking. Surviving the C word is better than a doctorate. Surviving the C word? Oh, that one. Yeah, cancer. Yeah, I really agree. Good point. Good point, John. Thank you. Same with surviving an S word. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that was me too. I wasn't interested in college. I felt it was very different from my own family, brothers and sisters. It's interesting because I was intelligent enough to go to college, but I really didn't like school. Not at all. There was nothing about school that I liked. I liked taking tests. I was good at them, but I didn't enjoy the whole social thing. Didn't work for me on any level. I didn't know I was psychic. We've talked about that. I didn't know I could pick up other people's emotions and stuff. And so it was and my cousin Jay said that my dad used to pick on him. I can't even imagine my dad picking on anybody, but I guess he was much younger. Obviously he was like 10 years younger than my dad. And my dad was I don't know. It's interesting though. He's like, your dad used to pick on me when I was little. I thought, really? My dad? Okay, cool. My dad was really cool. I mean, he was a really kind, and even Jay said how nice my dad was. Everybody says. Anyone who ever met my dad says, such a nice guy. My childhood friends and everything, just the nicest guy. Yeah, he just was an amazing guy. And that's the best thing that I think I'm probably the best thing he ever did, because he was such a great dad. I think he had lots of great accomplishments, but I think I'm the one. Still play on occasion. I really feel like I keep. Life, the game of life. Oh, I haven't played that in so many years. I would play that. Okay, so you two, let me read back on what you said. So when you play life, Heather, do you go to college? I'm just curious. Me too, see. The game of life. Gotcha. I figured it out. And right stroke of lightning up my butt. There you go. Yeah, that's really cool. I used to love that. You know what other game I used to love? Go to the head of the class. I don't know if that still exists either. Go to the head of the class. Yeah. I can, well, you're in college now, aren't you? I mean, I get it. And I get the education I would have liked. I would have been a psychologist. I absolutely know. At first, I wanted to be a vet until I realized I would have had to deal with sick animals. And I'm talking about all of this I figured out before I was 12. And I'm like, I can't do that. I'd be too sensitive for that. But I did want to be a psychologist. But I'm a life coach and a psychic. And that's the reason that I probably would have wanted to be a psychologist. After being to many psychologists for about 30 years of my life, I can tell you that it was like 2 out of like 2 dozen that really helped me. Maybe one. And she was a therapist. She was like a licensed therapist. She wasn't even a doctor. She was the best one because she lived through it. She literally had cancer while she was I don't know what they call it, seeing me as a patient or client, whatever. Yeah. She eventually transitioned, but she was just a beautiful soul. But I feel like that's the reason I connected with her, because she could feel, she wasn't all in her head, about, I still remember that woman too. I think I only saw her, but anyway, other than that, but I think it's really cool. She said, "Oh, I already graduated college 2004. You go, girl." I think you recently said you were studying law, right? Unless I missed that. But anyway, you're awesome. I am street smart, not book smart. No college for me either. I was busy being a mom and my life is great. I have a wonderful family and friends. You know what? That's what came to my mind. She goes, I wanted to be a teacher, psychologist also. Oh, I love that. Yeah, psychology, I've always been fascinated by that. Yeah, and I still am. I think the human mind is amazing. Yes, law school. That's what you were saying that. So, yeah. University of the street, kid. University of the street. Autodidactic means self-taught. We are just perfect the way we are. And I love what you're saying, Bonnie, because I was in the shower today. Wasn't I? Yes, of course I was. I was in the shower today. So my best thinking I do there. And it came to me that truly my greatest accomplishment is just what you're saying, my friends and my family, but not just what I have amassed as far as friends and family, me, who I am and how I am with others and how I can serve others, my friends and family. And the reason that I've attracted such amazing friends and soul family, and now even birth family, the reason I've attracted so many amazing people in my life is because I've become a magnet to like attracts like, the law of attraction. So it's a good feeling, I feel like I didn't have children, so I can't say that was my greatest accomplishment, although I do have my amazing children right here. Look at that. Megan's sleeping next to her beautiful yak chew that she absolutely loves. One of the presents that and they both have them, but I think, and clearly Megan took that one to sleep with her. So Paz would know that's mine. I'm going to play with it tomorrow, so don't eat it tonight, which is cool because a lot of time, because she knows how he can be, but she never gets upset ever. She never gets upset with him or anything. She's just very kind and patient and understanding. She's my greatest teacher. The University of the Street. It's interesting. Like when I'm talking to my cousin, she's saying she just, my second cousin, she's saying she just retired from her law practice, last year. Actually, she said it was around 2020 with the COVID thing or whatever. But I realized like, wow. So I'm that age. I'm that age where, it's a whole different thing now. See, now the playing field is kind of there's no playing field. There's no game. What am I saying? What seemed really important to me for so many years about a college education doesn't have any meaning at all to me now. It's not something that I feel I need or that I would spend the time doing. There was a long time when I wanted to, and I whatever. But and it's interesting because when people retire from their lifelong, okay, let's say you go to college, not you, I'm just saying, like for example, both my cousins. Okay, so they went to college and then they had these lifelong careers, and now they're retired. Well, aren't they just people like you and I? You know what I mean? Okay, so they're honestly, what am I saying? What am I trying to say? Hold on. I just feel like the things that I used to think were important are not important. Anything that I used to think that would make me feel bad about me in comparison, because I was comparing myself for a long time because that's what I was taught to do. Not trying to blame anyone, but that's what my parents knew about themselves. They compare yourself to others and compare you to others and compared me to others. And once you stop comparing yourself to other people and you just live your best life and do what makes you happy, then you can talk to anybody and you can connect with anybody, whether it's birth family or anyone you want to talk to, because their opinion of you doesn't matter. And honestly, if somebody was rude to me, I wouldn't tolerate it for a second. But, these are kind people, nice people, opinionated, maybe strong opinions but when you're not a victim, there's no perpetrator. Thank you. When you're not a victim, there is no perpetrator. So there is no crime. There's no victimization going on, because if there's no victim, there's no crime. So alignment, confidence, self-love, self-care. That's all. I used to wonder, like back in 2015, when I put out the videos about narcissistic abuse and all that. And people used to ask questions, because I used to binge watch other people's videos, even before, like in 2014, for like a year before I ever made one. And people used to wonder, and I used to wonder, well, could you ever have a relationship with someone that's a narcissist, quotes, air quotes, because no one is, everything's just a label, but someone that had those characteristics that often get labeled that way. Okay. And can an empath ever have a relationship with people that have those type of characteristics? Yes. I didn't see it then. And the people that were talking about it back then said, no, can never happen. Well, yes, you can, but you have to stop being the victim. You have to stop playing the victim, because you can't be something you're not. You're not innately a victim. You're not. It's a role that you're playing. And if you're still playing it, you're welcome to be aware of it. And then you can choose not to play that role anymore. Because who you be, you are naturally enough. You are a beautiful being of light. You are source energy, incarnate in a body. Only a fragment of all that you are is in this body right now, in your human body. Spirit says, enough said. And on that note, I'll pull a card. Yep. You can connect with anybody and have a really good time. And, a lot of people have really great personalities and are really interesting to talk to and stuff. And if you're so sensitive that everything somebody says you're going to find offense with, then you're not ready yet. It's a powerful gift that you can give yourself. Accountability. Spirit saying, clean up your own mess. This is the same thing we're talking about right now. To clean up your own mess. What does that mean? To stop blaming other people. Stop blaming other people for your lack of this or your overabundance of that, or stop looking outside of yourself and creating feelings of guilt and shame and blame. And it's not their fault, and it isn't your fault either. Nobody's at fault. There's no fault to be had. There's no fault. Nobody needs to take credit for the fault. Just be accountable, meaning know that you're creating your own reality. You're creating your own reality, and only you can create a different reality for yourself. That's what this means by cleaning up your own mess. Release the blame, shame, guilt, all that stuff. For them, for you, no more finger pointing. No more finger pointing. Just relax and allow. Relax and allow yourself to be who you are and enjoy yourself and enjoy your life. And you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed at what a great time you're going to have. Gratitude. Give thanks. Give thanks for all that you are. All that you really are right now in this now moment. Thank you. I am healthy. I am happy. I've got amazing friends. I've got an amazing computer that works great. A camera that's working right now. I've got my beautiful, healthy dogs next to me and my beautiful, healthy cats. I have groceries coming between 9 and 10 from Walmart today. Yay. I'm just grateful. I have a roof over my head. In fact, when I woke up from that dream where I was homeless, and I wasn't really homeless. I was just like, I didn't know where I belonged, because I feel like I was in that place for the first time. I felt like I became aware that I wasn't from there. Anyway. Yeah. I woke up realizing I'm in my apartment that I've lived in for 8 years now. Oh, Samaj. Oh my God. Hi, Samaj. When we choose to claim the role we play in this game of life, we get the opportunity to see all the awards waiting for us. All good things will come. Yes, absolutely. And I'm really glad to see you, Samaj. I'm really glad to see you, my friend. That's another great psychic right there, Samaj. Yep. Very wise man, for sure. Yep. Good to see you. Answer the call. Spirit saying answer the call. It's true. The roles we play in the game. Let me go back over that for a minute. Kim says, hello, Samaj. Nice to see you. Yeah, when we choose to claim the role that we play in this game of life, we get the opportunity to see all the awards waiting for us, all the good things to come. And we can change the role. Okay, so it's true. We are playing a role, 100%. And sometimes within the role, there's like a plot, and then there's subplots. This is kind of how I'm seeing it right now. And like I feel in my life, and in the life of many of you may experience, and many of you have experienced that too, where you decided to play the victim, right? Like maybe you were bullied in school, or maybe you were the black sheep of your family, those kind of things. I played those roles in this life. Many of us, those of us who are empaths, came here to learn lessons from that perspective. But do we need to hold that, to run that subplot through our entire life? No. We don't. We don't need to hang on to that same subplot. Learn the lesson and move on. It's just a lesson. It's just a lesson. So you've got this role, and the plot is my plot. I am C. Megan Michael during this life, though I've changed my name, some of it. But I am this. I'm not even the same person I was, to be honest. We are allowed to just grow and move and evolve. And what does he so much? Lovely to see you and catch your chat. It's funny, the same thing. It's funny that same thing, allowing ourselves to claim the responsibility for what we did create with our paradigm we are in. And it's crazy when we see it. It sure is. Oh my God. When I realized that was the hardest thing. It was easy for me to think about, well, I create my own reality so I can create good things for myself. Now I'm going back to like 2015, 16, or maybe even 14, when I was just learning the law of attraction. But then when I realized, wait a minute, that means I created all the bad things. I created things like rape and poverty and ill health. And I created that shit. What are you kidding? Why would I do that? That was a tough one to swallow. But once we get past that, if you can get past that and understand without any blame, shame, or guilt, and just say, you know what? It's the law of attraction. I get more of what I focus on, and whatever. I'm not going to go into the whole details about how you change your life right now. But if you're at the point, or when you get to the point, if you're already at the point that you've come to the terms with the fact that, yes, I create my own reality. And yes, clearly I created lessons for myself that were very challenging then. And I choose to create different scenarios completely for myself now, and I'm awake and aware. And if I see a lesson, I try to learn it as quickly as possible. And I just move past it, because I don't have to spend years of my life in mourning. My dad died when I was 23. It took me 20 years to get over that. What the hell was that about? They're too tickling my scalp right now. Thank you. Okay, let me see. Someone says, that is the same thing I've been hearing too. It's an opportunity for us to rewrite our roles in this lifetime. Yes. Yes. We get to be who we most desire to become. Funny thing, I had this awareness. Today I had this awareness. We are still becoming our whole person. Just like a baby doesn't get it all when you're born. Exactly. Exactly. It's slowly doled out over time. And if we're awake, then we get to change it all and make new endings to great stories, moving through all the chapters of our life. I love it. Yes. Do you still do live readings? If you want to go live sometime, I'd love to go live with you again, Samaj. It's been a couple of years. It's been a long time, my friend. Oh, it's so great to chat with you. Yes. Oh, wise friend of mine. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. So this is the message today, guys. Gratitude. And answer the call. What are you really being called to do? What's your soul calling you to do? Once you're accountable and you put down all those blame and shame and guilt and all that crap, all those things that were holding you back, then you can actually do this. Because you're not getting in your own way. You're stepping out of your own way and you're stepping into the shoes of your future self and you're living your life. You're living your life. And sometimes that includes rest. Sometimes you just have to take a time out. You know? Maybe you've been through something, you're going through something, and it's time for you to just take a pause. Just chill, rest. But trust your calling and be aware of what you consider your limitations, because those are only beliefs. Those are only false beliefs, false evidence appearing real, like you see here some people say sometimes about fear. They're just limiting beliefs, and a belief is only a thought that you keep thinking. It's not a real thing. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. So you can choose. Oh, let me see. I don't, but I keep hearing that I need to. Those are perfect cards for a magic-filled Monday. We get to choose and be the wild dog and do some new. Yep. That's what we're doing right now, guys. We're living our now reality, or living our new life. Rest is good. It allows space for us to find the answers if we're quiet enough to listen to them. Exactly. It's all about. And that is the reason for the rest, to hear in the quiet of what you are searching for. Hang on, I'm going to read that again. That is the reason for the rest, to hear in the quiet of what you're searching for. I love that. Fantabulous. All right. Let's see. I feel like I've said everything I came here to say tonight. I'll see if we have any pending readings. I don't think we do. We do not, and that's okay. Okay, so the intuitive development evolution is starting. It is starting. Scheduled to start this Friday. I'm feeling like I'm going to postpone the launch for September, but it is starting, and it's going to be amazing. And so get ready. Okay, I got 2 more cards for the group. Okay, Spirit. Thank you. All right. Success. Honor your gifts. Bonnie. Honor your gifts. Success. Oh, interesting. Honor and honor. Honor. Success. Honor your gifts and honor. Acknowledge you, me, and we. I have something. No, I don't want to do that. I was going to call on somebody to do this reading, to read these 2 cards. Okay, who wants to be called on? Somebody I have in mind, but you have to ask first. So who wants to read these? These are the cards. Who wants to do the reading for these cards right now? Do you feel the reading for the collective? And if you do, who's up? You can type it in. Blessings, great to see you. You know where to find me. I do indeed. That is so important. Honor your gifts and you will get the success that you are seeking. That is excellent. So true. All right. We've got a taker right there. Honor your gifts and you will get the success you are seeking. Yes, indeed. Who else? Anybody else have any intuits about these? Crickets. All right. I love you guys. So if anybody hasn't done live readings, but you're drawn to do live readings and you're my friend, then feel free to reach out to me. And maybe we can do live readings together sometime. Aha, there we go, Kimmy. She goes, honor yourself and see that we are all one. Beautiful too. Awesome. Are you so hi, Aiden? Hello. Oh my God, great to see you, Aiden. Oh my goodness. It's Mr. Aiden loves to read. Would love to do that with you soon. I would love that. I would love to read with you again, Aiden. That's so much fun. We always have so much fun. Samaj, Aiden, Samaj, more friends of mine. I love you guys. I love you all. I'm so excited that everybody's here tonight. I just love how it's 22nd. It's 8/22/22, guys. 2468. So it's really 8/8. Do you realize that? So it's 8 and then 22 with 22. Oh no, wait, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Actually, it's 10. Sorry, that concept was wrong. But it is the 8 of 22 of 2022, and it's 8:22 on my clock right now. I'm not kidding. On my computer, it's 8:22, and it says 8, and the date is 8/22/22. Magic. Anytime. Yeah. We are so doing this. We are so doing this. We're just going to set this up. I'm going to just put it on my schedule. All right. Let's just do this. Let's just do that. Either I will reach out to you guys or you reach out to me. We're going to make this happen. I'm excited. Congratulations for being back in college, Aiden. I'm very proud of you. Although I'm sure you're proud of you, which is what matters most. I often realize I say I'm proud of you, and I hope that doesn't feel like patronizing in any way. And if it does, I apologize. I don't mean for it to. I'm just, you're just a brilliant young man, and but you're also an amazing intuitive, and I'm really excited to. Oh, look at that clarity. Oh, get the readers in the room and do a gallery maybe sometime. You know how much fun that will be. Oh, Samaj, I love that idea. There's a lot of work. Well, still, I'm sure it is. Wow, that's so cool, guys. Right under your nose. I love this idea, Samaj. I love this idea. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do a gallery reading sometime? Maybe like and we're honestly, like most of us here are have lots to say. So we'll have to like time or something, but you know what? It'll be perfect. It'll be just perfect the way it is. It's going to be so nice. We're going to do that. We're going to do gallery readings, Samaj. Samaj, John. Well, we'll see. I don't want to call anybody out because I don't know if you want to yet, but we're going to do this. Aiden, I'm just saying, Kim, I'm just saying, if you want to. Bonnie's welcome, just saying. Kim McElwain, you're always welcome, Kim. I would love to read with you anytime, Kim McElwain. In case you ever wondered, I don't think you wondered, but John says, better time me. Listen, you know what? You and I both, John, you know what I'm saying? A lot of, you know what it is? A lot of times we're just flowing. And so it's just so easy to just keep channeling the information. But I feel like I've noticed that when I listen to, like, even, okay, let's talk about trance mediums for a moment. Like I can listen to, like a lot of times the trance medium, they'll bring through philosophy, right? So that's the spirit talking through the person, through the medium. And sometimes this talk can be like, because I've been in many circles now, I'm very fortunate to have, anyway, sometimes the medium can keep talking and it could be like 10 minutes or more, maybe even 20 minutes. It seems my ear doesn't hear it anymore. At a certain point, I don't hear what's being said. So for me, and I don't know, it could be just me, but I doubt it's just me. I'm sure it's not everybody, but people like me, they need to, so I know for myself, even when I'm talking a lot, I realize I've got to stop sometimes. But I feel like when there's too much information, the brain can only hear so much. So I feel like a lot of times it's best broken up with, like for me, like when I'm listening to other trance mediums, like questions or whatever. By the way, I'm not talking about you're perfect just the way you are, John. Just saying. He's like, are you laughing at me? Jim keeps on instigating. I love it. Cut the mic. You guys are so funny. I love you guys. Samaj says, all the very best. All keep searching for your magic and you will find it. It flows when you step into your calling. It does. Great ideas we can make great ideas, and we can make the fun happen. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're totally doing it. I'm going to be like it's going to be like when they do open mic at the board meetings for town. That's good. Something like that, right? Get the mic. You guys are great. Oh my God. We're going to do this. We're going to do this, and we'll promote it like everywhere, and it'll just be fun. It'll be super fun. Yeah. I'm working on it. It's my job. I love it. I love it. You know what? We are all perfect just the way we are. And we keep getting better every day. You know? So anyway, all right, I'm going to say goodnight for now because I'm tired and hungry and happy. I'm just happy. I feel like very fulfilled right now. And I'm glad I got to share my story with you. I feel like I want to write it down, that conversation with my cousin, because I don't want to forget. That's just really cool. I just love you all so much. We're going to do this. We're going to do these gallery reads. We're doing it. It's happening. We're going to make that. We're calling it into existence. Gallery readings. We're doing it. I love you guys. I love you guys. Good night, everyone. And again, thank you. You are so welcome, Bonnie. Bonnie, the psychic hiding. She's like, oh, I'm not medium. Definitely medium. Hiding. You're amazing. Oh, good night, Heather. Bye, Kimmy Ballbreaker. Hey, guys, who watched Kimmy with her son Winter today do a live stream? Did you guys see Winter? Oh, my God. Is he adorable or what? And he's so wise. He's not just another pretty face. No. See, Kimmy and Winter, now they're going to be doing more readings together. Hopefully a lot, because I just thought that was great. That was really cool. I suddenly caught them like, what? What's Winter doing there? I thought he was just saying hi like he usually does, but no, then he stayed and then he spoke and they were amazing together. Kimmy, you and Winter were great. It was a beautiful show. So if you want, guys, you can always catch the replay too. Wasn't that amazing? Oh my God. Super cool. So love you guys, including Kimmy Ballbreaker. John. I love you all. I'll see you. I will see you Wednesday. I'll be with Kimmy. And but we're gonna let's talk sooner. Reach out to me or I'll reach out to you guys because we're doing this gallery thing soon. Yeah. Okay. Good night. Thank you. Thank you for being you.